go.
My full thoughts on World of Warcraft Shadowlands. Hey there guys, my name is Nixxiom, the stud muffin death knight lady seducing sex titan himself. Ooh! And a little while ago, I made a video talking about what I thought of BlizzCon 2019. Now in this video, I detailed some of my thoughts regarding the convention as a whole. I addressed each and every announcement from Blizzard and shared my quick opinions on them. And well, what happened is some people seem to have gotten the wrong impression from me in regard to what I thought about the new World of Warcraft expansion.
Okay.
Well, in this video, what I want to do is
I want to
settle
cinematic.
any confusions or concerns or whatever. And so, yeah, let's talk about World of Warcraft Shadowlands. Let's dive into this beast, and I can share with you guys my full expanded edition thoughts. This
is so stupid, man.
Now, first and foremost, let's talk about the beginning. Like, quite literally, the very beginning. As in what happens when you make a new character in this expansion.
Right.
Now, for years, I've been talking about how I feel that the level cap in WoW has gotten way too high.
Yeah.
I've made so many videos about that
subject. It's like a barrier to
subject,
entry.
and the responses that you all had to those videos was awesome, to say the least.
Yeah.
Now, for us veteran players, 120 might not be such a big deal, but for some little nooblet who is stepping into the game for the first time, seeing such a high level cap, it might deter them from committing to the game fully. They'll think that it's just going to take too much time to get to cap, and they're going to be, you know, too far behind everybody else. They're not going to commit. Hey, a brand new player is not going to understand the game at all. Don't forget that. They don't understand how long it takes to level. They don't know. So I've been a big advocate for a level squish for quite some time.
I consider that a huge positive
too.
too.
Back to level 60, which I was surprised Blizzard did not do in Battle for Azeroth if they were going to do it, as halving the level cap in that expansion would have been the perfect time. A zone right now that's a level 20 area, that would just become a level 10 zone. You get talent points more often, spells more often, and
cutting everything in half would be a lot cleaner.
You just get something pretty much every time you level up, and that would be great. That was the theory. And here on this channel, we've even bitched and moaned before about the idea of endgame progression while leveling up new characters, or as a new player entirely. And Shadowlands, you guessed it, is bringing all of this to the game. So let me just say, as you might conclude on your own accord, I'm personally very excited for all of this. Now, I highly doubt that Blizzard took direct inspiration from my videos and all the comments that you guys have been leaving here on the channel. But if they did, if you did, Blizzard, cool. I think that would show just how much influence we as a community have over the future of the game. So, guys,
I hope so,
videos.
Yeah. That'd be fucking
sharing
great.
Ideas on your streams and keep leaving comments.
I think it does matter. Like, unironically, I think that what players are saying to Blizzard and everything, it absolutely does fucking matter. 100% it fucking matters.
Devs could always be listening, and I love you guys for it. Yeah. But Blizzard took it a step further with a new area called Exile's Reach. This is a new starting zone in the game that will take you from level 1 to level 10. Now, after you complete it and you've learned how the game works, you then get to choose any time period of WoW you want to level to 50 in.
This is a much better experience.
Shadowlands,
I
which
totally
will
agree
take
with
you
this.
to level 60 with its content.
This is much better.
You want to level from 10 to 50 in Wrath of the Lich King? Do it.
Do it.
Pandaria?
There it is.
You got it.
Don't do
Battle
that.
For Azeroth?
Do not do that.
You're covered there too, buddy. Now this is, in my opinion, one
level
of my
10
favorite features about
weapon.
this expansion.
Level
it is
10
not too
Ashbringer.
crazy or flashy, but for those of us who are veteran players that have leveled through Outland a million times in the Cataclysm zones, and this choice system is a freaking godsend. It probably won't mean all that much to
I feel like for me, like, it won't matter a whole lot because I'm just going to do the exact same shit that I always did. I will go to whichever one is most efficient, and I will do that until I hate the game.
New players that will try out the game after Shadowlands release, but for us, it's going to be pretty damn cool, I think. And hey, as an honorable mention, who doesn't love the idea of greater character customization? I mean, come on. I don't need to say anything really about that because we're all hyped for it. I'm hyped for it. You're hyped for it. You know you are.
Yeah, very
tattoos,
hyped.
Though. I want tattoos on my human.
Extremely hyped.
That would be really nice. Thank you. But let's talk about the Shadowlands themselves, the new zones and the new systems that come with it. Guys, first of all, I think some of these new Covenant zones look great. Now others are okay-ish, in my opinion, but that's just my personal preference, and I ain't gonna bore you with my artistic critiques, so we ain't gonna do that. But what I do want to talk about, however, are the Covenants themselves that you can join. So first and foremost, one of the biggest things about the Covenant system that I love is the replayability factor of it all. When you choose a Covenant, that is your Covenant. That's your team, man, and if you want to change it, well, we don't have all the details yet, but
it's going to be a pain in the ass, basically.
To do so.
Hey,
so you're mostly going to be stuck with your team until the expansions end. Now, these Covenants also all have unique powers that they will offer to you, the player. One that's a general power and another that is class specific. And they all have unique storylines and campaigns that you get to play throughout the expansion's narrative. The point is, your experience playing in one Covenant is going to be vastly different from playing in another. And to me,
we'll see.
That's probably
we'll see about that.
System's greatest strength, the replayability. Another thing that you get to do is you also get to soul bind your character at max level to a specific powerful NPC that lives within your Covenant. And what it does is that unlocks a whole new talent tree for you to explore, making your character more powerful as you progress through it. Now this system's cool, and I like it, and I like all the choices that were being offered as a player. Although I will say that these little soul-binded talent trees do appear a bit limited and straightforward right now, but we could see more added to them in the future. We'll see. We'll check it out. And then there is Torghast, the Tower of the Damned, whose name I'm not sure I'm pronouncing correctly, but it's a Diablo-esque inspired dungeon that you can either play solo or you can play with a group of up to 4 other players. Now this dungeon ain't like a regular dungeon where you follow some stupid linear path, you kill some bosses, and that's it.
We'll see about that. I mean, that's what they said about Island Expeditions, and they turned out to be scripted as fuck. So I will wait until Blizzard actually releases this and it becomes a thing before I expect this to actually happen. Like, yes, of course, it sounds like Torghast is going to be really cool, but whenever the beta comes out and alpha comes out for this game, I'm going to roast the shit out of it if there's anything that I don't like, because I didn't do that in BFA, and look where we are now.
This is a dungeon that's going to mix things up on your ass. Sometimes you go into it and you're facing one type of mobs. You're encountering these types of traps and going down this particular route. But another time you go in, you're going to be facing entirely new mobs, new traps, and following a completely different path. The point is, the dungeon is meant to be super replayable, and as you scale higher and higher into the tower, it becomes more and more challenging. Now this is something I really can't form my full opinions on, as I need to play test it first. I got to get my hands on it. But in theory, it sounds really interesting and is one of Shadowlands' highlights
in theory,
for me.
I agree with that.
One of the things I'm most excited for.
We'll see what the practice is, though.
You can probably see a recurring theme here. Replayability, replayability. This is good. I like this. But we also need to talk about legendaries, because Blizzard is handling them completely different in this expansion. You see, in Legion, there was this horrible system of how legendaries would just randomly drop here and there, giving you, the player, some random-ass boost to your power.
See, you guys that just came in for Classic, like, you guys weren't there for this bullshit. But what used to happen is that in Legion, you would kill anything in the fucking game, and it could give you a literal legendary that would make you, like, it was the best in slot item in the game. It was straight up fucking ARPG bullshit. In WoW. It was the worst thing ever. I still can't believe they did that. I really can't.
Some sucked, but Blizzard learned, and now in this expansion, we are getting an entirely new way of getting these bad boys. And how do we do it? Get ready for a little bit of classic inspiration, my friends, because we're gonna forge them. That's right. Now, you're not necessarily always going to go to a blacksmith to forge your legendary or whatever, but professions do come into play. No matter what profession you have, you will be able to craft these base pieces of a legendary, combine them, and then forge yourself your very own sword,
I'm not sure how
piece
this is
of
going to
armor,
go,
or whatever Blizzard has in mind. Or
The
while
legendary
you're
thing or last
adventuring
ring? Yeah,
out
exactly.
in the Shadowlands, you're going to find trinkets, items, and other little doodad things that can be turned into legendary gear
Look at
a
phase 2, it's
special
gonna be great.
forge where Frostmourne and the Helm of Domination were crafted. So all in all, you're going to have complete control over what legendary you make using what pieces you find. Choose the stats, choose the cool powers it can offer you. This is a much more interesting system than Legion's and BFA's legendary system.
We'll see. I hope so,
At least
though.
in my opinion.
I like the
And
legendary
now I
system
want
in
to talk about
BFA.
something
Artifact
that's very
system in
near
BFA.
and dear to my heart. In my opinion, it is one of the most beloved things coming out with this expansion, and that's more class identity. Blizzard has clearly
I thought I was
learned
gonna make a
lot
joke.
from Classic WoW's
Yeah, I
release.
agree.
How many people are playing it, and just how much hype it still has behind it. And so it's no wonder that Classic WoW is affecting the next expansion amazingly. To really sell that fantasy of playing your class, Blizzard is bringing back so many of the old class-defining abilities that were lost over the years in World of Warcraft. Remember your totems as a shaman? They're coming back. Paladin auras,
Yep.
rogue poisons, warlock curses, a whole lot more. Remember Death Coil, Ursol's Vortex Consecration, Frost
was
Shock,
great.
Raise Dead,
It was
all that
amazing.
other
Yeah,
stuff.
how about that?
They're
Retail
coming back
saved.
too, man.
Retail
And yeah,
saved.
even Ritual of Doom. Here's the thing, guys. I still stand by what I said in the last video where I mentioned that this expansion really doesn't have a whoa, oh my god factor when it comes to the Shadowlands. There's no new
That's kinda
class
true,
to change
honestly.
things
It-
up.
it is.
There's no new crazy system that's going to change the way we play the game or whatever. But what we are getting is what we know works. Blizzard seems to be focused first and foremost with introducing new players to the game in fun and exciting ways. That's good. We need the population to grow, and we need new players for that. They're introducing more character customization. They're determined to create a lot
nice.
of replayability with the Covenant system. They are making legendaries fun and interesting again, and they are bringing back class identity with adding many forgotten spells back into the game. And do you know what all of this has in
They're
common?
giving us back everything that they took away, so let's all stand around and celebrate how great Blizzard is for giving us the things that we never wanted to lose, but they took away anyway for an arbitrary period of 4 or 5 years that they are now returning to add back in as content to regain the favor of the player base. Woo! That's great. I mean, listen, guys, obviously it's not ideal that they're doing it like that, but fuck it. If that's what they're going to do, I'm fine with it.
The player base is going to love it.
Yeah.
It's what is tried, true, and tested, and we're getting it all in the Shadowlands. To someone who's going to try WoW for the first time during this expansion, craftable legendaries won't mean that much, nor will being able to choose what expansion you want to level in. But to us, the veteran players, this stuff is really going to make Shadowlands feel like a smooth, well-polished, and fun expansion. So what's my final conclusion regarding this expansion? Honestly, I still was hoping for a little bit more, but what we've gotten, I'm quite content with, and I will happily enjoy checking out upon release.
I'm happy about them improving on the fundamentals of the game. And that's something that I feel like Blizzard did not do in Legion, really. They didn't do a lot in BFA, is they didn't change or improve the fundamentals. All they did was improve the secondary and all these other systems. So them coming back in Shadowlands and actually making the core gameplay better, I think is the most important thing.
That is my conclusion. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this expression of my thoughts on Shadowlands, and if you did, give the video a like, and if you want, sub as well and hit the bell so you're notified when I upload new videos. So far, this past month has been amazing. From releasing a new Machinima video, a new True Story of episode for Halloween, some new countdown videos, and getting to cover BlizzCon and all this
content,
cool stuff
boys.
that's coming out down the road. It's been great. And we're just getting started, man. I got some ideas. You're gonna see.
Dude.
So thank you guys for supporting the channel,
dude.
and I will see you next week with more videos.
No.
And if you're a fan of Elder Scrolls Online, I am going to be making more ESO content. Don't worry, it's coming. We're going to show you guys some love. Just stay tuned. Thanks.
That's great. I can't wait for that. It's going to be amazing.